Alright guys, this is a simple introduction to Minikube, deploying Flask application in Minikube. So this video assumes you have basic understanding on Docker, Kubernetes clusters which holds everything, pods, where Docker container is, nodes, it's basically the server or the virtual machine or the EC2 and AWS. So also this video assumes that you are watching this video because you already have the idea of what is Kubernetes and Minikube is. So let's roll. First is to install Minikube. So go to this website right here, install Minikube. It depends on what your platform is. So I already did that, and you can check it out by me Minikube version. So okay, and once installed, I have a simple Flask application here. You can just clone this. I will leave the link on the comment section or in the description below. So let's start the cluster. So basically let's start a cluster, right? So basically the cluster is on Kubernetes is it's which holds everything. So let's start the cluster. Now it's installed, but by default Minikube doesn't have access to our Docker on our computer, on our local computer. So we run Docker images OS, but what we need is to use the Minikube's Docker, so inside the Minikube. So what we need is to run this command right here. So basically it will give us access to Minikube's Docker. Run Docker images. Yes. These are by default Docker's, Minikube's Kubernetes images, but we don't need that because we are going to create our own image with our Flask application. So yeah, we already run this. Now let's build our Python Flask app. So basically our app just run this. So basically our Flask app will just run this on our host, and our Docker file is just this one. So I think this just the main .py. Oh, I think in this. So basically it's on the app and run the main app.py. Alright, so yep, let's build this Docker Flask, copy this, and I'll just post the video and wait for it. Oh, we made a typo because our app is app.py and not main.py. So let's try to repeat the app. Sorry for that. Alright, now that we have our image created for this, our next step is to deploy a container based on that image. So basically if you look at this deployment YAML file, so basically we are referring to that image that we created, and the image pull policy here means that we will not pull from Docker registry somewhere. We just want the local image we have in our computer inside the Minikube. So let's run the deployment. I think I had a problem with my installation of kubectl, kubecontrol, but if you look at this start, we can use Minikube kubectl right there. So let's just copy the command, okay, like that, and let's try it again. Alright, I just fixed the installation of the kubectl. So as you can see, it's now created and we didn't have to use this. If you're wondering how, there's a documentation in the Kubernetes website itself. Just follow the commands in here. So yeah, now that we have our deployment, now let's start the service. So what's this service? So the service is basically on production or on other sites like in AWS or GCP. So basically this will expose your applications. So as you can see, we decide the port 5000 and the 5000, that is our flask itself right here. Oh, I didn't mean. Oh, by default flask will run in the port 5000, right? So yeah, so let's try to run the service. So basically on production you need to have this load balancer, but for Minikube let's just use load port. So if you want to look at it, you'll just refer to the documentation. But now let's try to run our service. Okay, it's created. Now let's check our pods. So basically, like I said, the pods, like these are the containers or the applications that's running. So these are we have 4 running containers in our pod. So for the service, we have this service in here. So it's the 5000, 5001 that we define in here. But what is this 30,604? So in order for us to access our application, we have to run this command, and it will give us this. As you can see, this port is here. So if we copy link and run it, there you go, that's our application running. So yeah, I think that's all for this tutorial, and you can just run this to clean up everything. So for the summary, what we did is we created a cluster, Minikube cluster, we build our flask image, and we deploy the container using deployment YAML, and then we create the service, and then we expose the Minikube URL, and then we just clean up. So hopefully that give you a start. Thank you very much for watching.